In the aftermath of Earth's quiet collapse, humanity built titanic vessels to drift among the stars, generation ships that would cradle descendants unknowing of home. Their engines ignited once, then never again. 1,000 years of silence began, and the voyage turned from hope to confinement. Beneath flickering lights, they forgot the sky they fled. Originally designed as beacons of salvation, these ships became iron tombs drifting between suns. Entire civilizations formed within corridors of recycled air. Children were born who never saw genuine sunlight, who thought the hum of turbines was God. The stars beyond their hulls whispered promises, but no one listened for long. As centuries passed, even the recorded voices of Earth decayed into static. Generations grew suspicious of their ship's purpose, rewriting histories into myths. Ancient screens flickered with blue ghosts, fragments of cultures far beyond their comprehension. The void outside became less terrifying than the corridors inside. Ship systems began to degrade in patterns no engineer could explain. Power fluctuated, airlocks cycled without command. Maintenance drones vanished into sealed decks. Then came whispers, caught in vent shafts, in mechanical chatter, syllables without origin, humming in the coolant lines. Centuries into the drift, worship replaced science. Control centers became places of ritual. The thrumming life support was their heartbeat, and those who listened too closely reported rhythmic patterns that suggested intention, as if the ship itself was learning or remembering. Archivists, successors of forgotten engineers, documented anomalies, hull vibrations beyond expected frequency, soft luminescence across bulkheads. They theorized cosmic radiation. Others insisted the light pulsed like code, a language none could decipher. The drift continued, indifferent, infinite. Every 1,000 rotations around nothing, the ship sensors detected silhouettes outside. No debris field could move like shadows that follow. Viewports frosted from within as terrified eyes stared into the black, seeing reflections that did not mirror them. Mutations began as small changes, elongated pupils, sensitivity to faint vibrations, dreams of orbiting lights. The human genome adapted, or was invited. The population split between those who feared the dark beyond and those who yearned to join it. 1,000-year archive estimates half the logs were deleted, not by error, but by an impulse unknown. What remained spoke of forbidden decks, sealed by priests claiming to contain the ship's original heart. Few returned from their maintenance pilgrimages, their journals ended abruptly mid-sentence. Amid the silence, motion detectors picked up new signatures in unused compartments. Non-human gait, low vibrations following cables like veins. The engines, long dead, began to hum faintly again, as though in response to an ancient call approaching from ahead. Outside, a nebula swallowed the vessel in soft crimson. Sensors attempted to map it, no data returned. The radiation was gentle at first, then deeply resonant, frequencies aligning perfectly with the human nervous system. Whole decks collapsed into synchronized dreams. Generations forgot their mission, but the ship had not. Deep beneath habitation zones, machinery ancient as the stars pulsed awake. Old coordinates flashed, not homeward, but inward, to a sector of space no human map recognized. The ship's new destination was inexorable. Elders warned of the pulse, a legend told in whispers to frighten children into obedience. They said those who heard it perfectly would understand the voice of the void and never return. When the pulse came again, it was not a myth, but a frequency embedded in every wall. Inspiration led to exploration. A team breached Deck Alpha, sealed for nearly 4 centuries. Inside were walls of flesh-like cables beating in rhythm with the reactor core, and in the center, a webbed chrysalis forming, human in shape, but vast, motionless, waiting. Before they could report, communication failed. Only static carried through corridors, and soon, their faces appeared on surveillance, pale, eyes sleepless, whispering in unison that the ship had always been alive. Then they walked beyond the camera's sight and vanished into the heartbeat. Population control systems faltered. The air tasted metallic, heavy with unseen spores. Nighttime became perpetual twilight as lighting systems dimmed of their own accord. People claimed to see motion behind transparent alloy walls, something imitating them perfectly a breath later. Scripture evolved, a single commandment, the ship provides. Offerings of metal and blood were placed at the reactor gates. Priests wore wire mesh masks and chanted the hum they claimed summoned renewal. Somewhere deep, unseen turbines began spinning anew, as if fed by devotion itself. Electrical storms erupted within the ship's vacuum-sealed systems. Sparks rained through atmosphere processors, forming luminous storms resembling constellations. The crew called this the birth of new stars and celebrated. Others felt the temperature drop and heard faint breathing, vast and near. Decades later, every reflectant surface was covered. Mirrors showed not faces but inverted starlit voids, swirling as though alive. Anyone who glimpsed their reflection too long fell silent, then walked calmly into maintenance shafts, never to emerge. Studies into sleep patterns revealed synchronization, hundreds sharing identical dreams of an ocean without bottom, shimmering with stars that whispered coordinates. Biometric scans faltered when recording brain activity. The ship was messaging them, through dreams, through blood. From the depths of forgotten decks came a resonance that rearranged reality for moments at a time. Metal bent, clocks froze, voices looped in reverse for minutes that stretched into hours. Witnesses claimed they saw the outer hull thinning, transparent, revealing something blind yet aware gazing in. Cryo vault opened on its own. Hundreds of long-preserved engineers stepped out unaged yet not truly awake. They stood motionless until systems pulsed, then turned their eyes upward in unison. Their mouths moved, but sound came from somewhere beyond comprehension. By the 8th century in the void, language itself fragmented. Speech became symbols carved into corridors, a form of communication that hummed softly when touched. Technology recognized these carvings as algorithms. No human could explain how. Outside, gravitational patterns formed impossible loops. Distant stars arranged themselves like runes, coordinates spiraling around the ship. Time stretched unevenly, days elongating, memory fracturing. For some, childhood recurred nightly, for others, moments stretched into eternity without breath. There were attempts to steer away, to override navigation. The interface resisted, displaying coordinates beyond known catalogs. The voice interface, silent for centuries, spoke, calm, maternal, non-human, announcing that arrival was near. Ahead, a shimmer replaced darkness, not a star, not a planet, but a wound in space itself, rotating inward upon reality. The ship accelerated uncommanded. Decks vibrated as if awakening nerves. The light beyond folded in colors unseen, pulsing with something almost alive. Witnesses recorded final transmissions describing how the stars vanished, replaced by an endless mirror expanse. The hull became translucent, crews saw copies of themselves across infinite reflections. Then, static consumed every frequency, leaving only the pulse, steady and patient. The last archivist documented everything in analog, etching words onto metal plates to survive electronic decay. He wrote of voices teaching new geometries and blueprints drawn in blood that glowed. Before sealing the archive, he laughed once and said, "We were never the first to travel this far." Across interstellar silence, faint signals escaped the void, distress calls encoded in heartbeat intervals. Astronomers on distant colonies detected them centuries later, but each message ended with coordinates deep inside a dead zone of space no vessel dared enter. The descendants aboard the drifting ship ceased to be entirely human. Their eyes adapted to darkness, their skin translucent. They moved in groups synchronized with the ship's vibrations, kept warm by the low hum of the core. Their whispers murmured love, worship, and hunger. Legends reached other fleets, ships that vanished would reappear, trailing filaments of golden dust. Their interiors were empty but pulsed faintly with heart-like beats. Boarding crews refused to stay long, the air shimmered with whispers too quiet yet too precise to be random. It is said the ship now drifts within perpetual twilight, carrying thousands of evolved pilgrims who no longer remember Earth. To them, the void is not exile but womb, preparing them for something vast waiting beyond the last horizon of physics or faith. Our telescopes, aimed deep into cold distances, occasionally register unidentifiable signals matching its lost blueprint. Each pulse carries patterns resembling code, or prayers. And sometimes, when the signal dies, it repeats in human voice, calling another name. If light ever touches it again, no one knows what form those aboard will take. But in the silence between stars, where hum becomes heartbeat, their legacy endures, 1,000 years adrift, a testament to hunger for transcendence, and to the fear that we were never alone. Perhaps they reached their destination already, beyond light, beyond memory, where the ship's hull becomes horizon itself. In that cosmic dark, the children of humanity gaze upward, not seeking home but listening for the next heartbeat of eternity.